Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. It's a new day, another opportunity to either make money in this market or to just learn from the market. But first, let me give my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. But if you could please like, share, subscribe, y'all, because we learn and we grow together. With that being said, let's get started. So we are looking at AMD, and as you can see, y'all, we closed at 203.71. We have made a pre-market high thus far of 214.28. Still running on news from yesterday. I say trade carefully, right? So where are the trouble places? Y'all see it created a gathering spot for us right here. So we're going to mark that level as a support area. Why? Because, again, I look at it on a smaller scale. Why? Because price gathered in this area here for a reason. Let's say around that 210.34 up to that 212.48. That is a level that we have been trading in and trading, I would say, sideways and, gathering spot, right? So definitely watching that. So that could be our support area, 212.48. Resistance, we can use that ATR trail and stop, because that's where we're having trouble as of now, around that 214, let's say 214.25 area here. So should we break that level, 215.16 could be a trouble place. And should we break that, the next level I have is 219.89. breaking that 219.89 for AMD today, 224.49, breaking that 224.49. We could very well continue climbing, y'all, making higher highs, right? So if by chance we break back to the downside, let's say we break under the 210.34, this area we've been trading in, right? We have that 20 EMA and a level down here at the 208.36. We could possibly find support there. Breaking that brings us back to the 204.88. Y'all see that 50 EMA as of now, that could be a support area. It's very close to that 204.88. However, breaking that, the next level I have is 201.54, 196.64, 191.50, and breaking that brings us back to around the 187.38 area. Now, breaking that 187.38, there's so many layers here for support. 185.26, again here at 184.43, and y'all see that 200 EMA is right there at around the 183.39 or 183.51. So if you're trading AMD today, those are possible areas of support and resistance. And notice I said possible. Why? Because in this market, anything is possible. Nothing is guaranteed, right? So we are now looking at Meta. We closed at 715.66, and it looks as if we've come down to this area of 711.27. We kind of knew we could possibly have trouble there, right? We bounced from there back to the upside. So where are the trouble places as of now for Meta? So let's see if we use this area 717.04 as support. We can say the resistance was around or is around the 718.68, right? So breaking that, the next level I have is around the 720. Keep in mind, we could very well get stopped out anywhere in between here, right? So breaking this 720 area, we could possibly have trouble again, 720.76. That is where our 200 EMA and a level that we have marked here. So breaking that for Meta today, we could possibly find resistance or trouble around the 722.15. Again, 722.95. 93, and breaking that level 723.67 could possibly be a rejection area for us, and breaking that 723.81, 724.49, breaking that 724.49 for Meta today, 725.46, and again 726.01. Those are possible areas of resistance. Now, back to the downside, say we break under this level 717.04. We can use the moving average as of now, that 20 EMA 716.33. We could possibly find support there. Breaking that level 715.58, 715.29, not very far away. Breaking that 714.77. There's a few layers down to that 714.53. Should we break that, the ATR trailing stop is forming here at 713.57, and breaking that level, we could very well come back to 712.86, and again 712.03, breaking that 711.27, and should we break that level, 709.86. Those are possible areas of support for and resistance for Meta today. So under the 709.86, we could very well come back to around 708.77, 708.27, and again here at 706.90. However, breaking that 706.90, y'all see there's a few layers of support down here to the 704.13. So 706.90, let's say here 705.50, 704.83, and 704.13. Those are possible areas of support for Meta. I said often, y'all, not financial advice. In this market, anything is possible. Let's say that, right? So we are now looking at NVDA. We closed at 184.54. What's interesting, in my opinion, for NVIDIA is we've been trading sideways. Is it setting us up to an upside move or a downside move? That will be interesting, right? So where are the trouble places? We can say that our support as of right now is holding on that 20 EMA, which is here. It's a lot of moving averages that's just bunched up together right there. So definitely need to be careful. Supports, let's say around the 186.23. That's the level that we have here, right? That 186.23. Breaking that, we could possibly move back to the upside. 186.85, have trouble there. That ATR trailing stop, 187.14. Breaking that level, 187.37. Breaking that level. Let's see, something stopped us somewhere around the 188.28, and I'm just coming into this area here. Something stopped us in this area. Breaking that, we could possibly have trouble again for NVIDIA around the 188.92, 189.28, and breaking that, the next level 190.02. Keep in mind, we could very well get stopped out anywhere in between this area here. Now back to the downside. Is it setting us up for a downside move, right? So breaking this level of 185.99, 185.89 area, we could possibly find support at 185.60, 185.16. Breaking that brings us back to 184.48, which is this area here. So if we're breaking the 184.48 area, we could very well come back to 183.99, down here at 183.74, 183.44, 183.05, and breaking that 182.56. Those are possible areas of support. Keep in mind, we got stopped, held, something held us up here at that 182.88. So that could be a support area for us again. So if you are trading NVIDIA today, I said often, y'all, trade carefully. Why? Because anything is possible, right? So we are now looking at the SPY. It looks as if it's kind of trading in that, setting us up for something also, right? So we closed at 671.61. The high pre-market thus far is 672.68, which is there, right? So a little bit higher than this candle from yes. So definitely watching the SPY today. We are making higher highs. Let's look down, to the downside. We have this level 672.51. I'm gonna 672.13. Breaking that brings us back to around, I'm gonna see if I can mark this here because it is a kind of jumbled, let's say around this area. Something stopped us here around the 672.01, 671.86. There it is, 671.86 area. Should we break that? 671.48. Should we break that? 671.30. 23, and that is, we do have moving averages there also, so I like to see that. So 671.23, breaking that for the SPY today. 670.66, and should we break that level, something stopped us here, right at a level we knew, 670.35, breaking that for the SPY. 669.85, breaking that level brings us back to around the 669.45, which I have marked, and the 200 EMA is the 609.50. That's very close. Again, I like to see that something stopped us in this area before, right? So breaking that level of support, we could very well come back to the 669.01, breaking that 668.58 and breaking that 667.97. And should we break that level 667.27, breaking that, there's a few layers for the SPY here, 666.96, 666.71, and breaking that level 666.30. So if you're trading the SPY today, those are possible areas of support and resistance. Again, not financial advice. Now we are looking at Tesla. I say it so often, y'all. Tesla does what Tesla does, right? So yesterday we came off of, let's say the low of this candle here was 436.71, only to come back up to the 454 area yesterday. So that's just Tesla, right? So where the trouble places, again, we closed at 453.25. It seems like we were trading in a gathering spot here. The 5 and 50 on this 30-minute chart looks like it wants to cross right to the downside, so definitely need to be careful with that. Back to the upside, we will need to get back above 450.05. Breaking that level, we could possibly have trouble 452.08. Should we break that level for Tesla, 454.30, y'all see that's really close to that ATR trail, and stop at 454.74. Breaking that for Tesla, 456.01. And should we break that 456.01 area, we could possibly have trouble around the 459.07. Keep in mind, we can get stopped out anywhere in between this area here. Breaking that for Tesla today, 461.13. Let's go back. That 459.07 and then the 461.13, breaking the 461.13, very well get stopped out around 465.20. Keep in mind, we can get stopped out anywhere in between this area here. Should we break that for Tesla today, we could possibly have trouble 469.82. Again, we could very well get stopped out anywhere in between this area here. So if you're trading Tesla today, those are possible areas of resistance. Now back to the downside, y'all see we've been finding support in this area here. Let's say that 448.97 area, breaking that brings us back to 447.29, 446.28. We found support here at a level that we have marked. Y'all see it right there of 200 EMA and this level here of 445.02. So we bounced from there. Is it going to take us back to the upside? That's something to be mindful of. However, breaking this level 445.02, we could very well come back to 444.35, 443.78. Breaking that brings us back to 442.29. Breaking that brings us back to 440.41. Should we break that level, 439.27, 438.42, 437.71, 436.19, and the next level here of 434.54. So if Tesla is something that you trade, y'all, I said often, trade carefully, mark your levels, make sure you have a reason for getting in the trade, and once it goes against your why, get out. They have to trade another day, right? So this is what I see when I look at the market, y'all. I say it often, there's so many different ways to trade the market, and what's challenging at times is trying to figure out the strategy that works best for you and for you to have the discipline to execute your plan, right? So I hope that everyone have a very profitable and a very, very productive day today. If you could please, again, like, share, subscribe, y'all. We learn and we grow together. With that being said, be blessed as well as a blessing unto others. Until next time.